I ain't tricking on no bitches, baby girl, I ain't no wizard. Only magic trick I got is turning college hoes to strippers. I had 2 in 1 apartment, shaking ass to get them digits. Count ones all on the floor and taking half before they get it. Made the bank go in a safe for 40K, you never did it. Got addicted to the club and spent a 10 on private visit. Altogether I blew 50. Call me Curtis with them Jacksons. Getting rich, I die to get it.
Alright, my brother.
Yeah, what's
How
good?
you feeling today, man?
I feel good, man. I feel good.
Another episode of Icebreaker. Tell them what we got here today, man.
I am Zentherapper. I am a rapper, a philosopher, a poet, a teacher, a writer. To keep it simple, to put everything together, you know what I mean? I'm a rapper, writer, ragamuffin. That's what I've been saying. Rapper, writer, ragamuffin. I do whatever the fuck. You feel me? I got a lot going on.
A bunch of shit in one. Okay.
Yeah.
So my first question for you today is, what makes you unique?
What makes me unique? Knowledge. Knowledge makes me unique for sure. So as a rapper, I'm not no street dude for real. Like some of my family are, and I was raised sort of adjacent to that life.
Right.
But I was a schoolboy from the jump. I was always good in school. I was always encouraged as a smart kid in school.
Mm-hmm.
So me turning to rap was sort of like I was finding my creative part, my creative side, so I can express this knowledge in a way that people could hear it and people would want to hear it. I have this, I don't know, sometimes I call it a publishing platform, sometimes I call it a library. It's called Rosetta Collections.
Yeah.
That really sums up what's special about me. So I study history in college, and like if I would stack up all the books that I've read, we probably fill this room. And it's not like
Would you classify yourself as a scholar?
yeah, 100, 100. And it's not even a brag. It's just I try to focus on, okay, as a nigga who's been a nerd for most of his life and spent a lot of time with his head down in books, how can I use that and bring that out in a way that, you know, I don't got 10 bodies, you know what I'm saying? I don't got credit in other ways, but all these things that I know, that's what I'm really trying to feed into my raps and into my knowledge of self and knowledge of the world.
Okay. I like that answer. How do you feel other people view you?
Other people view me, it's a great question. So at school, I teach 7th grade English. 7th grade. I feel like my students, I feel like they view me as this kind of cool, quirky teacher. Like so I started this year, I say I'm a rapper, I'm Zentherapper, I'm y'all teacher. When I ask them what they, you know, when they tell me little comments about my music or whatever, sometimes they'll be, your music's dope. And sometimes they'd be feeling generic, like I don't know who's actually listening and who's actually, you know, whatever. They say they always like listening because they learn new words. So people know me as wordy. I've been doing word of the day. I haven't been doing it recently, but for the last 2 years, I had a word of the day. So whenever a lot of people in my life, whenever they met me, they'd be like, "What's your word of the day today? What's your word of the day today?"
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I don't know. I feel like it's some movies that like, you know, that dude, that chill dude on the block who always got a word, always got some type of knowledge.
Yeah, something to say.
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is, what do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I'm not gonna just talk about me reading this whole time. I like to read. I like to read in my free time. I like to write in my free time.
Yeah.
But I most.
How about I rephrase it? Nah, because that might get this out. I was gonna say,
Well,
what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I was gonna say I'm not saying reading and writing is the answer. I like doing those, but lately walking, bro, just walking. Like I had lost my car. I got it repossessed probably about a year ago now, like around this time. Maybe even 2 years ago. I got to think back. But I knew I was going to get it repossessed. I had just made the decision in my mind, like, all right, I got this much amount of time left before they come get it. So I'm not paying on it for these last few months. So I got these free months. So I tried to make it a positive in my mind.
Yeah.
And I prepared myself. I started walking a little bit more before I got it repossessed. Yeah, so I've been walking back and forth to work for the last year or two. And it's it gives me that time every day of being like a solitude where I can think, where I can download my thoughts, where I can think about that show last night and what it means, where I can think about the lyrics I'm writing and like edit them in my mind. I get that space that I didn't have before. And so now, even walking back and forth to work, I tell myself every day I need to give myself at least one walk of the long ass variety every day. One long walk, just exploring. Anywhere from like over an hour in length. So I live in downtown Champaign. What I'll do is I'll walk down and I'll like walk all the way through campus and I'll go like kind of from the top of Champaign through campus to the other side and I kind of make my way back in a different way. I like to really be exploratory when I walk, really just be free, really just as I've learned, bro, what I do too is I work on my rhythm, my sense of rhythm. My like, cause you know, boom, I make boom bap type music. It be dum, 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 dum. So when I'm walking, I be having certain rhythms that I'm thinking about. People even say to me now, like even in the hall, why you walk like that? Like, walk like what? You be walking like yeah, I'm writing music, man. That's what I'm doing. I'm writing music when I walk, among other things, but that's the kind of like, you know what I'm saying? As an artist, sometimes you gotta say certain shit when people ask you things. And you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what I do.
No, I feel that, bro. So, this is what I like to know about artists, especially somebody that I would say is entrenched in hip hop culture. Um, who was your biggest motivation to become a rapper or artist, and why were they your motivation?
Chance the Rapper helped me fall in love with hip hop and rap. It was a Little Wayne earlier helped me fall in love with it, and then Chance. And between those two, what I loved the most was like the wordplay, that intelligence having fun. Like it's a thousand meanings in what they're saying. As I got older and got closer to rapping, the name that I like, I felt like I could do that in a certain sense. Alex Wiley, he from Chicago, and he got like this. Yeah, he got like this mystical, wisdom seeking kind of rap. His rap is all about like, you know, most rappers rap about money, you know what I'm saying? More about like big up in themselves, rap about material things. And me personally, I'm very anti-material. And so when I was hearing his raps, I was like, wait, you could be in that lane. You can like, you could be a wisdom rapper. You feel me? So Alex Wiley, he inspired me to be able to see myself in rap more so than anybody else. Alex Wiley, and then the fourth answer, Capital Steez. Shout out Steez, Capital Steez, Pro Era. You know them niggas from New York. If y'all know New York rap, Joey Badass, Pro Era was his group. Kirk Knight, Capital Steez, the big number one. Desi Hines, Static Selector. Goddamn. Yeah, I mean it was a whole group, and that whole group had that poetic kind of mystical style. So I was like, wait a second, it's not just a one-off thing. Like this is a real like tradition. Like niggas really can do this. It's not something new that's not been done. Yeah. So that's all right. Okay. Bet.
Let's take it back a little bit. You know, let's work on that memory card a little bit. So, what were you like as a child?
As a child, I'm told I was a strange little child. I had a lot of little idiosyncrasies. Okay. I had a big head, a little body. I was short. You know what I mean? I was nerdy. I was smart from the jump. You feel me? I was smart in preschool and kindergarten. Like they knew already that I was a smart little kid. So I was very much that was kind of my identity, little peanut, little smart kid, kind of I was accident prone. Another thing, always falling over himself because his head too damn big. As I got to high school, I became like I thought of myself as a floater socially. Like I was more to myself, but I was always cool with everybody. I just never really got close to people. And as I get older, I'm kind of dealing with working on that as I build relationships and network as an artist. You can kind of fall in this thing where you're just floating because the relationships is like provincial in a certain way. Like, you know, you link up for an event or y'all in the same card for a show, and you kind of make like a mini friend, but it doesn't really. So that's something I'm working on for right now, how to like develop stronger relationships for myself. But yeah, I was a little smart head, you know what I'm saying, nerdy kid. I was very creative. I was very much to myself. But people didn't know. People probably didn't know I was creative as much as they knew I was nerdy and smart. You feel me?
Okay. So I want to ask: are there any toys or games in particular that you used to like when you were a child?
Every Christmas, me and my sister, yo, Olivia. Shout out Olivia. She go by Royal now. Shout out Royal OG. We call her OG. Uh, we used to ask for spy kits, man. So we watched the Spy Kids movie, and we said we want a spy kit. At Walmart, they had this like you know little gadgets that you could do. You could spy on people with.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we would. It was like 3 or 4, maybe 5 years. But we was just into that shit, man. We had a daycare in the basement. My mom had a licensed home daycare for my whole time I was growing up with them, and we used to play tricks. We just like be spying on the workers and stuff. We was just like little duckerhead kids. But I think about that sometimes as I get older. Like I'm really into like investigative stuff and like exploratory stuff. Like I've done a lot of interviews of artists, and even in my writing and stuff. Even in my raps, it's very exploratory and investigative. And I think about that sometimes, like them times where I was spying, or a little creeping, I was on some like Assassin's Creed, like Slide. What's that blue fox on PlayStation 2? Slide. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
On some stealth shit like that. That's what we was on.
All right. So growing up a little bit, let's go into maybe your teenage years.
Yeah.
What was your first job? What did you do as a job early on?
I tell you, man, I was thirsty to work. I was ready to make my money and stop asking my parents for, can I go here? Can you buy me this? Can you give me that? So I was my 15th birthday. You know what I'm saying? When you can first get your learner's permit. Now you get it early, I think, or your worker's permit. I worked at,
You get around 14
yeah, yeah. It might have been that way then, but maybe I just thought it was 15. I couldn't tell you. But I had 2 jobs off the rip. I worked at Splash Valley Aquatic Park in Kankakee. They just brought it back. It was closed for like 3 4 years, but they just brought it back. Shout out Splash Valley and the kids. That's the summer fun for the whole family. That's how it's like the town's water park.
Yeah.
I did concessions. I can't swim, so I wasn't no lifeguard. Wasn't no lifeguard. I was in there in the concessions, and then I worked at this pizza place at the same time. Chicago Dough Pizza. It's not in Chicago. It's in Kankakee. But if you ever go to Kankakee, if you ever go to the Bears training camp, when they go to the training camp, they do their training camp in Bourbonnais every year. That's right there by Kankakee. Bourbonnais is the Kankakee, basically what Urbana is to Champagne, or Savoy or Rantoul, maybe. Not even Savoy or Rantoul, more so Urbana Champagne.
Okay.
So right across from Olivet, where the Bears practice at, and they do their training camp, is Chicago Dough. So that's how people might actually know that restaurant. And whenever every year it would get popular around that time, and the athletes would come in. But I was in there, busting dishes. Eventually, I learned how to make the pizza. Eventually, I was on the cut table. Cut table was kind of nice. You had the big old machete type knife.
Yeah, yeah,
Poop,
yeah.
poop, poop, poop,
Yeah,
poop.
yeah.
I'm doing it all but stuff.
I know that thing.
But yeah. So I was in there grinding, riding my bike from the concession stand to the pizza shop. Back home. So I was saving to give me a car. That was my goal.
Yeah.
That was some good time. That was.
Okay, give me an experience from your teenage years that you feel was a rite of passage as a teenager.
A rite of passage as a teenager. I think about two things. The first thing, yo, I was a game head freshman year. And I was kind of going the wrong direction in my life. I had so like sophomore year, I looked at my account. My thing was called Silent_Craft. I had one called The Legend of Dante. That was my PSN too. But I I had 18 days played on Call of Duty Online. It was Modern Warfare 3 or like Black Ops, not Black Ops 3. one of the Call of Duties, but it was like it was way too many, like not 18 hours, like 24 hours times 18 amount of time I spent playing. When I looked at that, I was like, bro, what? Am I spent all my time doing this. I'm coming home after school, I'm just doing this. And that just told me like I need to find better ways to spend my time. Like, and after that I stopped playing the game. I started after that I stopped playing the game. I started looking at the web, you feel what I'm saying? Look at that school, looking at other things that was better for me. That's my other rite of passage. This is my senior year, getting ready to graduate. I never really had like girlfriends and shit like that. I wasn't really like talking to girls like that so much as a high schooler. And we had this exchange student from Norway, Asha, Aisha. And I had just graduated. When I look back on it, she plotted on me. You feel me? She definitely plotted on me. She came to the graduation, introduced herself. She came to the graduation parties, and then we did what high schoolers do. You know what I mean? We copulated. You see what I'm saying? And that was definitely a rite of passage of like. Before that, I was always known as this smart nerdy. He cool, but he never like. After that, I was like, damn, I'm kind of handsome, bro. I like, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like attractive, you know what I'm saying? And also, I kind of like, women is dope. You feel me? Like, it kind of opened that side of my brain up and my thinking up. And I feel like I'm a late bloomer in a lot of ways. And I feel like that was late for me to have that kind of shift, but that was definitely, it was definitely that rite of passage. I just remember this one time, bro. I remember, this dude, he was like a jock. You know what I'm saying? Varsity athlete on a football, basketball team. Tall dude, kind of buff. We was at a graduation party. We was cool or whatever because we had been on a team maybe freshman year together. You know what I mean? But again, I was floater, so we wasn't really super close. But he was at a graduation party. He just came up to me out the blue, and he was like, "I heard you and so, XYZ," and I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, nice. He gave me some dap, and I was like, all right. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, all right, yeah. I love nigga. You do your thing. We see you. Feel me?
Alright. I got a question about so you said you from Kankakee, right?
From the Keys.
Can you name a celebrity that's from there that people wouldn't know?
A celebrity from Kankakee. Do I know celebrities from the Keys? Bro, I'm trying to think. If I know any of somebody that people, well, you know what I'm saying? Because we got people who we know, because we know them. But I'm trying to think if it's anybody famous from Kankakee. Uh, Shit, Duty Low from the Keys. Duty Low, I mean, Kankakee not far from Chicago, so a lot of like the Chicago artists, like when Chief Keef and them started blowing up, they had a lot of ties to Kankakee people in Kankakee. People were like, historically Kankakee was a stop for families coming to move to Chicago. So it's a lot of like cousins between Kankakee and Chicago. So it's always it wasn't like I was hanging out with the rappers. I'm not trying to say that, but at the same time, you would talk to people and they'd be like, yeah, he be with bro, he be with bro, he be with Dirk, he be with Vaughn, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Uh I think that's a good question for you. Where do you find peace and replenishment when you feel like your world is getting crazy?
Meditation, meditation, and it's number one. Just trying to find a moment just to come back to zero. Cause I get to doing all these different things. I get busy. I get passionate. I get excited. I'm a chill dude, but I'm very passionate. So when I get to doing what I'm doing, I get into it. So every once in a while, I gotta just sit, just get to breathing, just slow myself down, in, out. My eyes is closed, and when I meditate, I really just focus. I've been doing it for a while, so sometimes when you do it for a while, your advice is not good for other people to take. You know what I mean? But I think of just coming to zero. I think of my brain as like all these things firing, 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 firing. When I meditate, I just yeah, and I kind of like picture a void a little bit and just try to stay. I picture a void a little bit, and I try to stay in that in that state for as long as possible, and it only gives me peace and replenishing. Lately, I've been struggling to find time and to make time because that's something you got to make time for. If you don't never make, then you gonna always have things to do. Um, and I really like to do that before I write, and then I can really like tap in from an open mind. Because, but I told you I read all these books and stuff. I want to bring this knowledge out, but you only can access so much information at a time. So when I meditate, I'm able to bring it to zero, and I can go and grab this piece of information, grab that piece of information, and then do whatever I'm trying to do with what I'm writing. And it's more focused. Meditation, yeah.
Okay. Give me 5 adjectives that describe you.
5 adjectives that describe me. I'm gonna say whimsical. Whimsical is kind of like silly, kind of silly. Maybe it's not the first one. I say scholarly, whimsical. I would say open-minded. That might be one of my most salient traits. Open-minded. Everybody know I'm open-minded. I talk to you about nothing for 3 hours, and I'm cool with it. I'm happy about it. You feel me? Um, Salient, like the most obvious that other people would be able to mention about me. You feel me? The one I show the most, probably. So what I say: whimsical, scholarly, open-minded. Um, Definitely exploratory. It's something I've been thinking about the last year or so. I really love. I used to struggle with this idea of like, the jack of all trades is master of none. My friends would tell me that, hey, you got to find something, lock in on that, and stay right there. But I really just love to explore, I feel like to learn and to access things that I've never seen before, and that goes in with the open mindedness. The last one, um, had to be something, a word either like passionate or maybe art or like skilled. Everything I do, I want to be very skilled in it. So no matter what new thing I'm doing, I'm I'm in my mind. I already got time where I'm gonna be practicing this. I'm gonna got this opportunity to practice it, and then I'm gonna get this opportunity to improve on it. So that comes from my passion, but yeah, like everything I do. Do I want to say passionate or skillful or vulnerable? I'm gonna say passionate because that goes into vulnerable and skillful. I'm gonna say passionate. Yeah. Yeah. So we got scholarly, whimsical, open-minded, passionate. What was that fourth one I said? Exploratory. Yeah.
Okay. So who is a spiritual leader that you admire?
A spiritual leader. When I was in school, I studied history. I'm very much inspired by history. And in my writing, I do a lot of historical parallelism, like comparing my situation or my experiences with things that have happened in the past, or like with like mythical, epic, legendary type of stories. Um, I took a class called Black Intellectual Thought, which traced the black the thought of black leaders in the 20th century. So this goes from like 1900 basically to 2000 basically. We focus on civil rights and black power. And then in the beginning, there was like the Garveyism, Back to Africa movement in the early part of the century. But out of all of that, the name that most inspired me, a lot of people say Malcolm X as a you know what I'm saying, a historical figure that's very inspiring. And I know this is not exactly what you said, but in my mind, that's who I'm looking for inspiration. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But mine, Stokely Carmichael, or he changed his name to Kwame Ture toward the end. He was an organizer with the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee as a part of the the shift from the civil rights to the black power. So he was one of the people who was saying like, y'all are tripping. Why do y'all want, same way that Malcolm was in a little bit different way, why do y'all want to be accepted by black people? We need to understand, appreciate, and expound on our blackness for ourselves. Yeah, he was more so building up like black power tenets. Like we need to build for ourselves. We need to define ourselves, and not be so. Because the civil rights and what's his name, Martin Luther King. They was very much aspiring to reach middle class in America. When I was in high school, I wrote a lot of. You write a lot of papers in your class. I remember I wrote a lot of papers about the disillusionment of the American dream. This idea that we're sold the American dream that no matter if you work hard, you can make it. You can become rich. That's the idea. As I yeah, but and so I always was kind of skeptical of that idea as a kid. I was a black kid in a white school, private Catholic schools, grade school and high school. I was skeptical of that idea based on certain things I experienced and the way I was treated in certain like little subtle ways. But what Stokely Carmichael really showed me was like he that was a part of his message. Fuck the American dream. That's not for us. We're not even supposed to be a part of this trying to do what they're doing. We need to make our own type of dream in a way that we can find happiness, we can find fulfillment, we can find more a truer sense of freedom than that. It's sort of like the evolution of when Martin Luther King said we integrated into a burning house. So he was trying to focus on like uh uh
Was that King or X that said that Malcolm led us into a burner house?
I think it was King at the end of his career when he was reflecting. I think he was saying it might have been Malcolm or King, but basically they were saying, yeah, this integration thing is not working out for us like we thought it was. The other one, Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture. The other one, Huey P. Newton. If you a reader or you like revolutionary politics or black politics, he was one of the founders of the Black Panther Party, and that was one of my like interests as like an intellectual group. They had like that gangster intellectualism, which I try to really like embody a little bit. But he got a autobiography, Revolutionary Suicide, Huey P. Newton. I'm trying to think Kwame Ture. I can't think of the book that I can. I can't think of the book, but I don't read a couple of his autobiographies. But yeah, they're more so radical, militant niggas. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm I'm real peaceful, but I'm Black Panther peaceful. I'm like, we need to feed our fucking people. I'm like, we need to defend ourselves, and that's peace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple more questions for you, okay?
Right.
Uh, how would you describe where you're at on your journey in life?
I love this question. So I teach English language arts to seventh graders, and we talk about stories and how when we read stories, we know that there's a beginning and an end, and that's a part of our enjoyment of it. We know it's kind of wrapped neatly in a bow. But in life, we don't know what the end is, so we never really understand what part of the story we're in when we're living it until it's over. Yeah, so right now, I'm coming off of, I had a brief retirement. I retired as Zentherapper for a week, and I unretired. I just started teaching seventh grade English. I'm really inspired to write essays and poems more so than just raps. Even like longer things, like little short books, or you know what I mean. That's so I'm in a transitional spot that's very exciting. That's very exciting. Um, I think I've been in Champaign for about 2 years, and I've made a lot of good connections. I feel like my name, like I'm known by a lot of people, and I've made good impressions. I've performed in a lot of places. I have this urge, this to leave, because I sort of like being mysterious. I almost don't like the little relative fame that I have just from being here for this long. I kind of want to, because it was fun when I came back. I started in Virginia. as a rapper. So I'm from Kankakee, went to school here, moved to Virginia. I was trying to become a rapper, but when I was in Virginia, I met a rapper and we really like locked in on studios and like let's do this. And then I like linked in with people from the Midwest as well. But I when I came back from Virginia, um, I mean when I went to Virginia, I was unknown. They didn't know I was this little nerdy, scholarly, you know what I'm saying, alien head looking dude, you feel me, from school. This game head. So I could kind of recreate myself in that way. When I came back here in 2022, my first show at Canopy, I said, when I left here, I had, not that I had this huge reputation here. You know, you go to school, you know who you know. You ain't out everybody worried about you. I was, no, people knew me as a scholar, a history major, XYZ. I had whatever in that field. And I'm trying to reintroduce myself as a rapper. And I feel like I've accomplished that goal. And now I'm kind of interested in shifting back to being known as a scholar in certain ways. Um, yeah, yeah, yep, yep. Like I study, I'm trying to go from studying like, history and philosophy, all that kind of stuff. I like deep topics, but I've studied a lot of like hip hop itself this year, like the history. Um, I learned a lot about the poetics of rap, which a lot of these poetics that I have in my songs was real intuitive until I went back and now I'm learning, okay, this is what this is. This is the name for this type of device. This is what the feeling that's connected to this type of poetic device. So I think I'm in a spot that I'm close to wanting to share some of that type of knowledge. A lot of knowledge is like, okay, this is for me, and I gotta find a way to filter it and translate it. But some of this knowledge, like I'm thinking about moving my brain in the direction of rap philosopher. So if I'm rap philosopher, then I'm commenting on rap lyricism, rap culture, things like that from an intellectual position, not from an entertainment position. You know what I'm saying? So like, how can let's break these lyrics down. Why is Nas considered one of the greatest lyricists? Let's do a close read. Almost bringing so it's the fusion of everything. You feel me? Bringing English class to the stage. And right now, where I'm at is every day I'm in English class. That's my stage, and I try to find ways to mix those modes. So all in all, I'm in a transition where I'm comfortable, but I'm pushing to try to like I don't really like being comfortable. I like grinding. So yeah.
All right, I got two more for you. Where'd my question go? Oh, is it possible to live a life of great joy in spite of all our circumstances?
Yes. Yeah. 100. 100. I think your mind is powerful. What you focus on, how you spend your time. You know, think about this a lot. Uh, they could throw me in jail, throw away the key. I'll be happy. I look. If I have my mind, I could write a story about Rod. You know what I said? I could write a story. I could write some rides if I had. The way I live life, I think it's so powerful. To make a long story short, I get verbose. That means I get wordy. I say more than what's necessary. I told my kids that sometimes I just get to talking. You got to look at me, give me a look, and be like, "Hey, yo, stop." But
go ahead, give the whole spiel. The Zen show today.
well, I say your mind is powerful, and you can spend time working on your control of your mind, um, and a lot of the raps that I do helps me because it's a lot of it is affirmational. A lot of it is positive. I rap a lot about a positive self concept. But I struggle. Cole said, I think about this recently. He said, it's beauty in the struggle, nigga. You feel me? And I've been really learning what the essence of that bar means over the last few years of like being broke, feeling like, having this situation go on, that situation go on. But this whole time I gotta get ready for the show, which I do and I kill. And I have this triumphant, joyous moment, and I gotta go home to whatever bullshit. I when I first started this rap, I thought as soon as I get good, then I'll be good. As soon as I get skilled enough and I display that enough, I'll be able to feed myself. I'll be able to travel. I'll be able to spend money more freely. But that's not been a reality. It's a longer mission than I had originally thought, and I have found peace in my methods and in my perspective. No matter where I go, I've had success in Virginia, success in Champaign. Um, my messaging, even though I'm exploratory, even though I change a lot, it's consistent. It's been consistent. I'm crafting a story. I'm crafting really a legend, and these are the things that I write about and I think about. Um, and so whenever I start getting down, you talk about joy. Joy is that radiant happiness, that happiness that doesn't go away. Whenever I start getting down, I just think about sometimes I get these little aphorisms, these little lines that I feed myself to like stay on the right mindset. One I've been using lately is heavy is the head. That's how I say it to myself. Heavy is the head, but the saying is heavy is the head that wears the crown. So I'm like, if I want this certain position, it's not gonna make my life easier. It's not gonna alleviate things. It's gonna be some difficulty I gotta get through at that position. I gotta be able to be ready for that. The other one I do is from my song Basquiat Adventures. It's the first line. Um, I imagine people use my music for different reasons. I don't always know what it is, but this song, when I need a little bit of pick me up, when I need somebody to look me in the face and like shake me a little bit, hey, get on your shit. Ain't no rest for the weary. Out the west, every step, it's a test of your spirit. I was fearing hexes, now I'm spitting blessings in the mirror. Really, it's really that ain't no rest for the weary. That's like the ringing thing. Like just because you tired, okay, I bet you are. Keep going. It ain't gonna get. It's not you. Ain't not go. You got to do it tired. You know what I mean? And then I was fearing hexes, now I'm spitting blessings in the mirror. It's just like the beauty and what I'm able to do to really experience the world, experience myself as an artist, and having created myself. Like I was talking to you, I know you taught yourself a lot of the skills that you have as an artist, as a creator, and there's something real special and powerful to that. Like I know for a fact I could teach myself anything because I've taught myself so many things, so many things. I had a student today. They asked me, "Do you know how to do a Rubik's cube?" I say, "No," and then I had to pause myself. I say, I do. I just haven't tried it yet. It's go. I haven't had to practice. So they said they're gonna bring me a Rubik's cube tomorrow. I said, oh, you made me look silly because when I say practice, that probably gonna take me a couple of days. I gotta like get my strategy right. But even that attitude keeps me in yeah, and it keeps me in line of good opportunities and opportunities that align with what I'm trying to do. As I be more true to myself when I'm out and wherever I am, as I push my Zen shit, I'm pushing Zentherapper, then I'm noticing the universe is putting more things in front of me that is aligned with Zentherapper versus like having me do things that I feel like. Sometimes I feel like as a rapper, I'm the scholarly rapper, I'm the poetic rapper. I be feeling like some of the rap shit they want you to do, it's not really what I'm trying to do, who I'm trying to be, how I'm trying to push myself. And that's encouraging. As I stay on this path, I'm seeing how opportunities are adjusting themselves to me. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So for the last one, I want you to give us your most powerful quote, a quote that really sticks with you for inspiration.
Can I quote myself?
A little narcissistic. If you want to, you can.
With what I'm doing, I have to be okay with the narcissistic accusations. That's sort of like a part of, like I've had peace with myself with that. I've had like relationships where like you this, you that, you that, and it's like that's I gotta be okay with people thinking that. We work with it. Ultimately I don't agree, but I'm not gonna be fighting them. You just say like I understand how I feel, how it sounds. Yeah, you got a point. It's valid. I understand. I see what you saying. It's something I've been telling kids lately because sometimes they'll get me to try to sign stuff. Just I don't know if they're joking or they're serious or but I'm in a leadership position for a lot of kids. Not even just at school. I do after school. I do tutoring. I do academic coaching. I normally have between 2 to 3 jobs at a time working with kids. Um, this is a quote from Zentherapper. This is me. Be infinite. That's it. It's kind of like a little. It's supposed to be a puzzle of a saying. It's not supposed to be clear. It's supposed to be open to interpretation.
What does it mean to you?
To me, it means don't let nobody put you in a box. Be who you want to be, and understand that you are always growing, always developing. And when you shake person A's hand, the next step you take away from them, all they're gonna know is that person that you shook their hand a second ago. So don't be afraid that people misunderstand you. Don't be afraid to be the first person to do something. Don't be afraid to be a pioneer. Don't be afraid to do things that white people do. You feel me? That don't be afraid to try some things to figure out who you are. Be infinite. Be infinite. You can be who you want to be. You can be as much as who you want to be when you want to be. And where I get that from, the foundation of it, it comes from Black Power ideas of self determination, and it just has my mystical flair on top of it. Be infinite.
Okay. I like that. Be infinite. All right. This was another episode of Icebreaker. I have my guy Zentherapper here. You got anything you want to shout out? Anything, upcoming events, anything?
Ooh, what do I got going on? So I create every day. I take my thing as I'm very much ministry. I'm vocation. So wherever I am, we got some Zentherapper shit going on. You can listen to my music, Zentherapper, on all spaces. All spaces. All platforms. All platforms. I'm trying to get some I want to be doing some merch. I want to start I've been doing essays. I want to try to start getting some essays published. So I'm doing a lot of like kind of background stuff. I'm reaching for my pockets, bro, because I just got these business cards. I'm gonna talk. I know you're like, what is you over here? But this is actually an anti-business card. What this is a poetic license. So how this works? This is kind of where I want to take my artistry. Like I like doing things like this. This is a poetic license. It's real like artful. It's real like imagery based. On the top here, I have a headline from an article I did with Smile Politely. It says, Zentherapper entertains, encourages, and enlightens on his artistic journey. But that's my only advertisement, and I have listened to Zentherapper on this side. On this side, I have 2021 to infinity. I started rapping. It's always like, when did you actually start? But that's when I dropped the Zen tape as my birth tape. It's got my consciousness library logo here. This comet, I call it comet, a commotion at the island with the ocean, is I use that a lot in my teaching, so my kids know me by the comet at school. It's the Edison comet, so we've been like,
you teach at Edison.
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
used to go there.
So we got the cross over there. The clouds, it says A, A.
Yeah.
That's the first thing people latch on to. The kids, they be in the hallway. Hey, I mean, hey. So this right here, what this is not a business card. You can call it an anti-business card if you want. What this is a poetic license. If I hand this to you, you have the right to be poetic whenever and wherever you want. To be poetic. I have this developing idea that Black people have a complex identity and situation in America, experience in America. And there's something about the poetics of rap music that helps us understand and communicate ourselves in a way that I think will outlast a lot of other forms of writing and storytelling. I think in hundreds and I think they're going to look back at the time when we was rapping and really be able to get a lot of information and knowledge out of that. So if I give you this is your poetic license. It's based on the fact that it's got my name over it. It's handwritten. Zentherapper. I'm trying to stand for poetic excellence, and I'm very much a one-on-one, very much a intimate type of. I'm trying to be famous. You can make me famous. Don't get it wrong. I can be famous, but
You don't want to be stuck in the underground.
On me. But I'm gonna sign these and give it to people as I meet them to hopefully, if I impress them with my personality or what I'm doing, or if they think I'm cool or whatever, it'll allow them to, you feel me, join my journey and feel like whenever they're poetic, they could be a part of what I'm doing. Cause that's.
Are you gonna give one to Manwood Entertainment?
Oh yeah, we look. So you look at like, bro, how many you got? You ain't give me one.
Yeah, I ain't giving one.
I'm gonna give you one. I gotta sign it, and I'm gonna give you one.
Okay.
This gonna be my little like I'm trying to. It's my like gold ticket type idea. Just something like special. Trying to really dial in on how I'm different than other rappers and other artists, and trying to find ways that people can have ownership. So you could be a card carrying member. It don't cost no money. You don't gotta commit nothing. It's just my message. This is be infinite. You feel what I'm saying? This is find your creative self. That's what this is supposed to be communicated to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it. Zentherapper.
Yes. Oh wait. Oh hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm talking about all this other shit. I got actually.
we missed this stuff.
I'm gonna be on the radio tomorrow. All type of shit. Just expect some music from me. I haven't dropped music since July. I'm gonna be getting some songs out here. I'm working on a longer project, but I need to give y'all some songs. So some singles. Yeah. So I'll be dropping some around the holidays for sure.
Holiday music.
Holiday. Well, I got some holiday music and I got some other ideas for other things.
A Zen Christmas.
A Zen Christmas. See, I'll do like, I'll take it back. We gonna go before Christmas. We gonna do the some of the Roman and Greek rituals and shit. So you feel me? We gonna do a Zen holiday.
A Zen Hanukkah.
A Zen Hanukkah. Yeah, we get it cracking with Kwanzaa. A lot of the shit. We celebrate all the holidays. I'm open minded. You feel me? So yeah, music coming soon. If you see me, say what's up. Who said that when they say, if you see me, yeah, you want to say what's up? Is that Naya shit, bro? Was that a Naya lyric? It might be. Shout out Naya, bro. Naya official. She coming out with an EP too. Why she official? That's my people.
All right, you got everything. Before I try to cut the camera,
I'm good. Peace and love. I love y'all. All right. Ain't no rest for the weary. Out the west, every step is a test of your spirit. I was fearing hexes, now I'm spitting blessings in the mirror. Make them feel the message. Got a dressing up appearance, all these precious lessons. Time is ticking, can't you hear it? I'm the mystic, I might clear it. I'm the chemist, comma period. Kinda gifted, got a vision. I'm fly as physics, got the finest women. I ride on religion, let them ride for a minute. Till they cry, get to tripping. I get to finding my distance, reclining my senses. Get back to climbing the limits. Had to fire her finish, redefine a position. I've been seeking signs for a minute. I'm trying to leave some Basquiat inventions. The fossils that the mosque could hardly mention. The thoughts that offer godly interventions. My people tired, it's the offering that could offer independence. Cause ain't no rest for the, I said ain't no rest for ain't the, ayy. Ain't no rest for the weary. Out the west, every step is a test of your spirit. I was fearing hexes, now I'm spitting blessings in the mirror. Make them feel the message. Got it dressing up appearance, all these precious lessons. Time is ticking, can't you hear it? I'm the mystic, I might clear it. I'm the chemist, comma period. Kinda gifted, got a vision. I'm fly as physics, got the finest women. I ride on religion, let them ride for a minute. Till they cry, get to tripping. I get to finding my distance, reclining my senses. Get back to climbing the limits. I had to fire her finish, redefine a position. I've been seeking signs for a minute. I'm trying to leave some Basquiat inventions. The fossils that the mosque could hardly mention. The thoughts that offer godly interventions. My people tired. This the offering that could offer independence, nigga. Ayy.